This.
We are here. All right. I wanted to try. Aw, thanks. Yeah, I mean, I trim it back every now and then. I've been trying to keep it around the same length, but I've been I've been trimming it a lot too. It was actually a bit longer than this before, and I did a really big trim back on it. But I also made my webcam a little bigger. I figure since we're just watching a video, have me be a little bit bigger for it might be good. Which maybe that makes things a little more clear. I did literally just shave tonight though. My head. The nice bald head. I'm trying to figure out um I don't know, I don't think it's considered alerts. Would it still be under that section though? Hmm. I'm just trying to nice and clear the camera too. Oh, I do have my backlight on. I decided I wanna put this up on YouTube, so I figured I'd make it a little bit better looking. So I can actually show it while we wait for people to connect and stuff. I was gonna try to put the chat on the stream too for the whatchamacallit, but I don't normally have this light on that lights up the background. Oops, that's the wrong one. Usually that one's off, so usually it looks like this. Better not. You think it wouldn't make YouTube safe? I'm pretty sure there's tons of streamers that have their Twitch chat on YouTube or on their YouTube stream. Like Lily. Oh, if you guys start I swear too, so it's fine. I'm not a big enough channel to be monetized right now anyway. The main reason why YouTube like content creators don't swear in their videos is because they get demonetized. That's like a big part of it. If you swear too much, you could be demonetized. But I don't have any monetization on YouTube anyway because I'm too small of a channel. Yeah, they won't take the video down. They'll just make it so you don't make any money off it. I think there might be something where they don't show it as much. It might not get as much attention. I don't know. The way I see it, I don't think I'll be able to stop myself from swearing, and I don't want to bleep out every swear I do. Maybe that would make me a bad content creator, but I don't know. Let's see. Let's see if I can figure it out real fast. Because I've never really bothered to have like a good um oh, interesting. Do you have to do that every time? I guess it's a stream elements overlay and a chat box widget. There seems to be like an easy There's like a temporary way to do it and then a longer term. Which I think the temporary would be to go here, click here. Add browser source. Oops. Don't mind that. Log into Twitch? What the fuck? Okay, that didn't do what I thought it was gonna do. I can't even control that, can I? I can't even, like, type in that. Okay, well, that didn't work. That's weird. Oh well. Whatever. It's fine. I guess I do already have the Streamlabs widget thing. I might be able to do it from here if I don't need to pay for it. This is overlay and themes. We need widgets. Chat box. Add. I don't know how I set it up. Let's remove this one. Oh shit. Wait, no, I think I just had it. Oops, I think I just got rid of it. Okay, well, let's try that again. Add. So chat box is up. Maybe. I'm trying to get away from Streamlabs, but I wonder if maybe it's not tracking previous said stuff. Test. What the fuck? I don't want no sounds. Get out of here. No, no, no. No, no, no. Notification disabled. Save. Okay. I'm also gonna get rid of YouTube, just in case, because I heard that if you put, like, your YouTube chat, like, the putting Twitch chat on YouTube is fine, but putting YouTube chat on Twitch is not okay, from what I've heard. The only problem is I want it to stay, and it seems to be fading. It says always show messages. That's checked off. Then why is it disappearing? Darn Twitch, yeah, right? Um... Hmm... Wait, is it actually staying now? Looks like it might actually be staying now. We didn't have any audio. Seems to be working for now. Do, I wonder if there's a way to hide... only the ones that speak negative about Twitch for the mods to see. Oof. No, I think it's whenever I change something. I think that's what it is. Ooh, I think I like that better. I think when I change something, it resets it. Ooh, what do you think about this one? I think this is what most people do. Just like the normal, like, clean default without any of the crazy background stuff. Um... Man, it's weird because the box is so big in comparison to the, like, what I'm seeing on OBS. It's so much bigger than what I'm seeing the chat actually go to. What if, like, a long message gets typed? I don't know why it's so off, why the box is so offset. I'm worried that, like, someone with a longer name is gonna get cut off if I do this. If I just, like, drag it off the screen. If I do the alt trick, I'm guessing it's just gonna cut the chat. Yeah, okay. I feel like the font is, like, too far over, but it also kind of looks too... Yeah, let me see. For anyone that might be here that isn't a Monos that I've already said this to, we're going to be starting soon. I'm just kind of getting set up, waiting for people to, anyone who may want to connect or whatnot. Yeah, I mean, I can change the... like, the width and height. Through here. If I were to change the width to like 600, what would that do? I guess that does squish it down, huh? That didn't actually get rid of text, it just made it wrap more, right? Actually, I feel like that pushed everything closer to the edge, too. I wonder if I should scale it even more. I wonder, do you think I should try to line it up to my webcam? Or do you think that's good enough? I'm worried if I scale it to the webcam, it's gonna be a little bit, My only problem is I'm worried it's gonna be too small. Like, would that be maybe 500? 500 is a little too small. 550? 540? 530? Pretty close. I can shrink the text. Do you think it's, I can do that. I just don't want to make it too small where it's, like, unreadable for people. Let's see, I can do that from over here. So I shrunk the text, the font size a bit. Not bad, I guess. I can even read it in, like, my small preview window, and then if I full screen it, it's pretty readable. Yeah, I mean, I think that looks fine to me. Okay. I think we just get started. First off, I want to play it for a few seconds, and I want you to tell me if you can hear it. I'm pretty sure you should be able to based on what I'm looking at, but,
Hi, I'm Jonathan Rogers from Grinding Gear Games.
looks like the audio is coming through. Although I may need to lower it a tad because it looks like it's, like, almost my volume.
Hi, I'm Jonathan Rogers from Grinding Gear Games.
Might have lowered it. Oh, volume was good before? Okay, I can go back to what it was. So if I play this and I talk
Jonathan
at the
Rogers
same
from
time,
Grinding Gear Games.
is he
Welcome to
overpowering
GGG
me
Live.
at all? I'm louder. That's how it should be. I'm more important. I'm just kidding. Okay. I mean, I could lower it, like, are you saying I'm, like, just louder, like, a little bit? Is that what you meant by just? I can lower it, like this.
Hi,
And we
I'm
can
Jonathan
do another
Rogers
test.
from Grinding Gear Games. Welcome to GGG Live.
How's that sound? That's good. Okay. Okay. I think we're good to start. We have this is a long video. I don't know if this includes the Q&A. No, really. This is a 43-minute video. This is probably all we're doing, by the way, tonight, guys. We're probably just gonna go over this content reveal, and then we're gonna read the patch notes. Some parts we may skim, and then we will probably call it for the night, because honestly, after reading the mile-long patch notes, I will probably be tired from reading so much. But, and it's probably going to take us a while anyway. It's already almost 2 a.m. So, yeah. Without further ado, let's check out what the Mirage content reveal is. I have, to preface it, I have not seen really anything other than I had a Twitch stream up in order to get the Twitch drops during the time that it was airing. And I saw that it had something to do with, like, I saw people in chat saying, like, Slam's dead, ? Or something like that. But then Amonos told me that he thinks he saw a new Slam skill come out. So it'd be weird to kill Slams, but then come out with a new Slam. So I have no idea what to expect. So let's jump into it, shall we?
Hi, I'm Jonathan Rogers from
Hi,
Grinding
Jonathan
Gear
Rogers.
Games. Welcome to GGG Live. Today we're going to show you an exclusive reveal of Path of Exile Mirage.
The good thing about doing
coming
this
out 1 week from now on March
after the
6th.
fact is I can pause
Twitch
and
drops are enabled on today's live
look at
stream,
things.
so you'll be able to claim your Mirage weapon effect by following the instructions below. Now first things first, let's roll the trailer for Path of Exile Mirage.
Mirage.
The Jinn. They were bound to serve, but not to suffer.
The Jinn.
The Aphrodite assault our lands, trapping my Jinn in an astral plane. Break their chains, rescue them,
Okay.
and you will be granted a wish.
Oh no. Do we go, hold on, question. Do we go through a little bit at a time? Do I go back and, like, really read and process all of those? I kind of think we might, right? What was the, where did it show the first one? So we have this. Players in Mirage area have Soul Eater. Oh, that's cool. Players in Mirage area have Onslaught and Adrenaline. Damn, so you can get some nice buffs while you're in the area. And then an additional unique strongbox will appear in the Mirage area. It's kind of cool. 80% more rarity of items found in Mirage area. I did manage to read that one. Mirage area will contain 3 additional bosses. Was that bosses or boxes? Yeah, Atlas bosses. Interesting. Okay. You know what I just realized? I wonder if I want... No, sorry guys, give me 1 second. I want to change something about the chat box. I think I want to make it not as tall. I didn't really think about that. I think I'm going to do something like that. That way it's not taking up a shit ton of the screen as it goes. Okay.
An ancient evil yearns for his freedom. We must keep him in
Whoa.
the dark.
He ripped his... Oh, that's crazy. Ripped his head off and turned it into a stick. Bang. Oh, wait, what? Imbued gems. Wait, you can imbue your gems for them to be supported by, like, level 1 cold pen? Or level 1 increase area of effect? What? So you can get, like, a little mini extra link in there where it's not like... I don't know if you can get higher level than 1. That's kind of crazy. Wait, was it corrupted before it did it? Does it corrupt your gem when you do it? I think it corrupts your gem, right? It's not corrupted, they do it, boom, it's corrupted. So instead of, like, level 21 or something, you could get, like, an extra support gem, like, linked to it. Interesting. New uniques, and restore them. Whoa. New holy skills. Exceptional support. So much shit. I'm guessing we're gonna touch on all these things, right? That was some cool looking stuff, though.
In today's stream, we'll take you on a deep dive into Path of Exile Mirage, where you'll unravel ancient mysteries, unlock new powerful rewards, and become part of the eons-old story of the Winter Sekima. There are also significant in-game changes coming alongside Mirage, including a progression of the in-game storyline, a new in-game Atlas system, and as always, new rewards to match.
Interesting.
After that, we want to talk about the slew of new Holy Templar skills and supports, as well as an additional Ascendancy class option added to the Scion, which some of you may find familiar. Next, we'll cover our new supporter packs, and then lastly, have a live Q&A session, where Ziggy D will ask Path of Exile game director Mark, as well as game designer Octavian, your questions from Twitch chat. After the live stream, we'll drop the full patch notes at 11 AM NZT or 2 PM PST. So let's get started. I'll hand things over to Mark to introduce the new league.
Hi, I'm Mark Roberts, game director on Path of Exile. In Path of Exile Mirage, you'll be taking on the Ufarud, a sect of desert-dwelling necromancers who have lingered in the shadows for centuries. They are outcasts of outcasts, with no home or promised land. Instead, they seek their sovereignty through darker means. The Ufarud have captured the souls of Jinn throughout Rayclast. They are killing them, sapping their energies for purposes unknown. You must fight your way past the Ufarud's necromantic creations to find the captive Jinn. Here, Varashta, an ancient Marakith sorceress, has been doing what she can to protect the Jinn, but she needs your help to free them. After successfully defeating them, you will then be asked by Varashta to enter the Astral Realm and break the tether trapping the Jinn there. This gate to the Astral Realm is a mirage, an imperfect copy of the area around the captured Jinn. Now, when we say an imperfect copy, we mean that quite literally. Hold tight, because this league mechanic has some serious implications for juicing areas. We'll get to that in a moment. Varashta can augment the magic of the Mirage further, as she allows you to enter, giving you the option to choose one of 3 wishes before you do so.
What is your desire?
These wishes are modifiers that will apply to the Mirage area, and have some pretty potent outcomes. There are wishes that grant extra rewards, such as the wish for glyphs, which causes all portal and wisdom scrolls in the
You
Mirage
just can skip
to
that part.
instead drop as other currencies. Or wishes that will spawn rewarding enemies, such as the Wish for Avarice, which replaces a number of packs in the area with gilded enemies that convert their equipment drops to gold.
Gold!
And wishes that can grant you extreme power while inside the Mirage, such as the Wish for Souls
Players in Mirage
or the
area
Wish for
cannot
Godhood,
die.
which allow you to consume the souls of your enemies,
Damn.
or make you completely unkillable, while within the Mirage, of course.
Can I just forever
Each
be
wish is
unkillable?
also marked with the sigil of one of 3 powerful Jinn: the Sand Jinn, Fire Jinn, or Water Jinn. Depending on the sigil chosen, monsters within the affected Mirage will have a small chance to drop one of 3 new coin currencies:
Okay.
a coin of knowledge, coin of power, or coin of skill. Each of these
Wow,
coins can be
random
used on a
array.
max leveled skill gem, corrupting it and augmenting it with a random support that matches the color
We have
of
a
the coin
reason to
used.
level skill gems in our weapon swap again.
Only one skill that is imbued this way can be socketed into a given equipment item at a time, meaning you cannot have 2
Okay.
imbued skill gems in your body armor, as an example.
Choose what you wish
That's one of the rewards, but let's get back to the area-to-area mechanic.
for you.
Once you've made your choice of wish, enter the Mirage and fight your way through the monsters and astral hazards to find the tether holding the Jinn. Shatter this chain to free the Jinn, step by step weakening whatever dark plans the Ufarud may have for Rayclast. Wishes are not the only value a Mirage has to offer to an enterprising exile. As we mentioned earlier, Mirages are an imperfect copy of the area the Jinn occupies in Rayclast, and it will copy almost anything, as long as it's
Ooh.
within the domain of the Jinn. Mirages created from
So
an
even the
in-game map,
essence
for
was
instance,
doubled?
will have all
I
Scarab,
think.
Atlas, and map modifiers the area had.
Okay.
Mirages created next to a strongbox will have a new strongbox ready for you to open.
So they open it in
Blights
this one.
can be
and-
defended
oh,
again.
Okay. Never mind. I see. Damn.
Legions fought once more, and so on. Effectively, you get a
Freaking
portion of your
Legion
map
farming,
to play a
and you get
second
like
time.
a bunch of them
And
around
everything
your
you did to enhance the
thing.
content of that map applies in the Mirage too.
Wait, I wonder if
These
Ultimatum
recreated
works.
copies of League mechanics, however, have been warped into
Cast one
reality by the
stun.
power of the Mirage. And this has some side effects. For one, a recreation may not be perfect. The factions of a Legion may differ from the one the Mirage copied. Or, the variety of strongboxes may change. More importantly, the mechanic may be empowered, with new threats and rewards that are customized to each mechanic and are only available when doing that mechanic in the Mirage.
Interesting.
For example, ultimatums recreated in Mirages will have new threatening modifiers added to the usual pool. Restless
Uh-oh.
Ground can raise slain enemies to fight again, or Quicksand will grasp at your ankles.
Oh no.
As a reward for these new threats, Mirage ultimatums can provide the new Sinistral or Dextral catalysts.
Oh.
These catalyze jewelry with increased effect of either prefix or suffix
Whoa.
modifiers. As you can imagine, there's a lot of potential here.
Ultimatum
Another
farming,
example
baby.
is that Kalgurin ore recreated in the Mirage has a chance to be replaced by a Thaumaturgic Hourglass.
We're going cast one stunned again,
Powerful magical
boys.
device that your Kalgurin friends can mine in order to obtain vast quantities of Thaumaturgic dust. Blight encounters recreated in Mirages have one of their lanes replaced by Ufarud enemies, infested with Blight. This lane can reward a new base type, the Cord Belt. The implicit
Huh.
of this belt allows it to be anointed, causing it to
Can be
grant a passatory notable
anointed.
of your choosing.
Ooh. That's
As a
pretty
quick
strong
note,
too.
Imprisoned Jinn will generally be near the content they can empower in the Mirages, so you don't need to worry too much about getting lucky with where your content generates in an area. As the campaign doesn't generally contain too much additional...
Wait, hold on. What? Whoa. What did he just say? I was too busy gushing over the idea of that belt.
Prison Djinn will generally be near the content they can empower in the Mirages.
Ah, okay.
So you don't need to worry too much about getting lucky with where your content generates in an area.
So if I'm doing Ultimatum, it's most likely gonna spawn the Djinn near the Ultimatum. If that's, like, some of my only content in there. I guess there's a chance that if I don't have things blocked, like, if there's a random essence in there, it might spawn near the essence rather than the Ultimatum kind of deal. But, interesting.
As the campaign doesn't generally contain too much additional League content for the Mirages to empower, we've gone and added a whole bunch that will force spawn near the Djinn.
Oh, okay.
So your campaign experience will double down on being more action-packed and rewarding.
Damn. Like, more essences and
now,
stuff.
Of course, if you're traveling through Mirages, encountering new enemies, and slaying them, you can expect to find some new uniques. The Ufarood are not only torturers, but thieves, and have over the centuries stolen away priceless Maraketh artifacts. Using their powers of rot and disease, they have twisted these items to suit their own purposes. Flesh Render is one such artifact.
Hold on, we're reading. So bunch of fizz damage over time, crit chance, cannot poison enemies with at least 12 poisons on them, inflict 3 additional poisons on the same target when you inflict poison with this weapon. So you can super stack poisons, but you can't go past 12 stacks. Wither on a hit with this weapon against enemies with at least 12 poisons. Oh! So once you hit 12 poisons, you then wither. Interesting. That seems like kind of a cool weapon. The only bad thing is the numbers, right? Like, I don't know that 220 to 368 fizz damage is... Well, if you're going damage over time, if you're going poison build, then the fizz damage on the weapon might not be as important. Honestly, I'm not very familiar with poison builds. I've barely played any. So I don't know if the fizz damage is super important, actually. But it seems like a pretty cool weapon.
An ancient and exquisite Maraketh blade that has been tarnished and befouled. Its rusted and jagged edge is perfect for poisoning and withering your enemies. However, Varashta has in her command the power to restore these once-lost Maraketh treasures to their former glory. Acquiring a coin of restoration by slaying monsters in Mirages allows any unique obtained from the Ufarood to be transformed into its Maraketh counterpart. Its glorious original form.
Makes it not
Flesh
rusty.
Render, for example, transforms into Skysunder.
Oh. So, once again, fizz damage, damage over time multi, crit chance, fizz damage converted to fire, ignites you cause or reflected back to you, less duration of ignites you inflict, and ignites you inflict with this weapon spread to other enemies within 2.8 meters. Unaffected by... Oh, so in the same item... Wait. Oh, you're unaffected by ignites, which means that you can still be ignited, it's just not going to do anything to you. Which then you might be able to benefit from other things in the game that happen to you while you are ignited. I see. I was going to say, what's the point of making you unaffected by ignite, but also reflecting the ignite to you? But that makes sense. Interesting.
The original Maraketh blade that radiates with the glowing heat of the desert sun. When you ignite monsters, Skysunder reflects that ignite back to you, which proliferates to nearby enemies in a massive area. If you meddle with the affairs of the Ufarood,
I guess that's true too. It also the ignite on top of you or on you will spread
Saresh
as well.
Of the Weeping Black. Saresh also has a set of powerful, exclusive items.
Wait, what? You have Diamond Shrine buff while affected by no flasks? you just have guaranteed crit, right? That just makes every hit crit, as long as you're not running any flasks. And you have resistance shrine buff while no flasks. Damn. That's kind of cool.
Yours for the taking, if you're able to defeat him. So that's the Mirage League. Now, to face all the new evils, you might want some righteous skills. Some holy skills. In 328, you'll have access to a slew of new options to bring divine devastation and return the faithless to their rightful graves.
Skills.
We're also introducing some supports to go with them, as well as some new transfigured gems. Let's go over a few examples. With Holy Hammers, you slam the ground to call down a Hammer of Justice from the sky.
Where's Bombo?
If this hits an enemy, an additional
Holy
Holy Hammer will
slams.
cascade forwards, which itself can further cascade, and so forth. Expending a power charge when using the skill will call down an additional 2 hammers, which can also cause cascading slams. The
That
more
seems pretty
numerous your
crazy.
foes, the more instruments of holy judgment. Sweep is an old skill. In fact, it is so old that it's one of the very first skills ever implemented in Path of Exile,
What are we doing?
over
Sweep?
15 years ago. It's been long overdue for some attention.
I mean, it looks like it's like
With 328,
all-rounder.
it has been reworked into Holy Sweep. This skill converts
Oh.
some of your physical damage to lightning, with shiny new effects to match. Some enemies struck by the initial sweep will have hammers of light batter them from above.
Whoa.
These hammers cause area damage where they land, so clustered enemies are demolished by repeated impacts. When successfully hitting an enemy with Holy Strike, you'll summon forth a floating holy armament, a glowing mace that follows you closely. These weapons are minions, and will attack with Holy Strike themselves whenever you do. These holy armaments will copy the stats of your main hand weapon to deal their
Okay.
damage. Stand against your foes
Interesting.
with Shield of Light, a retaliation skill which will allow you to unleash a cone of holy light upon enemies after blocking a hit with your shield.
New retaliate skill.
Additional cones of light will also pour forth from your nearby allies when you hit with the skill, allowing you to
Whoa.
recruit your holy army to create purging light. Divine Blast
Interesting.
emits a beam of holy light from your shield, coalescing into a hovering ball of energy. A few moments later, this unstable orb bursts, exploding outward with divine power. Hallow supports melee attacks, causing them to inflict a new debuff, Hallowing Flame. Hallowing Flame builds up as charges on enemies, getting consumed when attacked. Consuming a stack of Hallowing Flame gives the attack that consumed it a significant amount of extra fire damage. But
Okay.
only those who did not inflict the Hallowing Flame are able to consume it.
Oh.
Perfect for those of you who enjoy a more supportive playstyle with your army of holy sentinels. Or friends. When they're
Friends.
online.
When
We've
they're
also
online.
added sources of this debuff to a number of other places, such
Okay. Replica gift from above has inflict hallowing flame on hit while on consecrated ground. And then Supreme Truth has it on hit.
as unique
Okay.
items, cluster jewels,
Oh, okay.
and the Guardian Ascendancy class.
Oh. Okay.
We also have another batch of new transfigured gems, with many of these being variants for gems which previously had none. One example is the Shockwave Totem of Authority, which casts its higher damage dealing Nova at your location instead of its
Whoa.
own.
That's kind of cool.
You might also enjoy Orb of Storms of Squalls. These storms warp directly to targets when you use lightning skills, and arc lightning upon doing so. This gives you a mobile storm of destruction that follows you as you dive into battle. We'll leave the rest of the transfigured skills for you to comb through in the patch notes.
Patch notes.
Speaking of the patch notes, as always, we love to shake up the meta, so we've done a bunch of balance adjustments to a few other things as well. such as a pass on bloodline classes.
Whoa, 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 whoa. Hold on. You can't just drop that and then...
To a few other things as well.
Hold
such
on.
As a...
This one has 50% increase aura effect while at minimum power charges. Ratha's... Okay. I don't know what these did before. I don't remember off the top of my head. So while at the minimum, you have, like, a buffed, like, defensive aura, and while at the maximum, you have a buffed offensive aura. Kinda cool. What if your minimum is your maximum? Do you get both?
Pass on bloodline classes. Expanded the passives available to the Templar section of the passive tree. And
you
various
would? That's juicy.
Improvements to existing holy themed skills, such as Static Strike, Holy Flame Totem.
Oh! I like Holy Flame
Blood.
Totem. What they do to it.
We're also doing our usual improvement to some of the least played Ascendancy classes. This time with a focus on Guardian.
Hold on, I need to get better at pausing. Your critical strike chance is lucky, damage of enemies hitting you is unlucky, damage with hits is unlucky. Wait. Didn't we already have something like that before? No, or wait. No, wait, is that from one of the, one of the special ascendancies in the, whatever the event that just happened? Maybe that's what it was? But now it's actually being put into a normal ascendancy? I think?
Ascendancy classes.
I could be wrong.
This time with
Time in need every 4 seconds removes a curse every... Oh, okay. Wait.
the focus on Guardian and Warden.
Minus 25 damage taken of each. Man, it's been so long. Some of the stuff, like, it's been so long since I played Guardian. I can't remember what that node did on Guardian, or if it's just like a new. Because I remember they used to have like the every 4 seconds you'd heal. But I feel like that's better than it was before. Based on like the numbers and stuff. I'm not 100% sure. I don't want to sound like an idiot, so I didn't say too much. But there's a lot of these that I don't 100% remember what they did before, because they've been changed so much since, like, Guardian has been changed like twice since I played Guardian last. Looks like a good node for Cast When Stun. Yeah, it did seem like a good one for it, yeah. Minus 25 damage taken of each damage type from spell hits per bark. Prevent 3% of suppressed spell damage per bark below maximum. Lose 1 bark when hit by enemy spell damage. Okay.
Speaking of Ascendancies, let's talk about the Scion and her new Reliquarian Ascendancy class.
Scion getting
For
a new
those that have
ascendancy.
played the Legacy of Freesia events, this class will seem familiar. The Reliquarian is a learned Scion that has studied history at the Oriath Academy.
Is this
She
like
is
getting
a
the
part of a
effect of
secret
uniques?
society of Oriathans, dedicated to collecting and discerning the strange properties of unique items.
I think so.
All of her passive powers come from these unique items. These of unique items.
Can't just do that on me.
All of her passive
I
powers.
was trying to adjust how I was sitting. Armor from equipped shield is doubled. 10% chance to block attack damage. Gain no armor from equipped body armor. Okay. Just 10% block chance, and then if you get like a big armor shield, I suppose you can really crank it.
Come from these unique items. Found
I don't know if giving up the chest would make up for that,
from
though.
throughout Rage.
Non-instant war cries ignore their cooldown when used. War cries cost 15% of life. Damn. Wait, yeah, that's the fancy helmet one, right?
Classed. After
You just get
ascending,
that as an
first
ascendancy.
select the power of a unique armor. Victario's Influence.
40% increase area of effect of aura skills, +2 level of all aura skill gems.
Increases the level of all your auras and gives them a much larger area of effect. Or instead, take Kilowava's Bluster.
40% chance for elemental resistances to count as being 90%. Okay. That's pretty cool. I mean, I'm usually not a big fan of, like, chance stuff like that, because then there's, you know, a 60% chance it's not gonna happen and you're gonna get hit real hard. But
giving you a chance to have extreme elemental resistance against incoming hits. Next, pick from a unique weapon power. Widowhail.
Oh, Widowhail. Increase bonuses from Quiver. That'd be kind of cool just to have passively. Like, Widowhail on PoE 1 hasn't, like, I don't see people using it too much. But just having that as an ascendancy seems like it could be pretty damn strong if you got a pretty good quiver.
It greatly increases the bonuses gained from your quiver. Or Marta's Teaching.
Minions' base attack critical strike chance is equal to critical strike chance of your main hand weapon. Huh. Widowhail is one of the most used. Okay, well, look at me. I'm an idiot then. I don't feel like granted, I haven't played a lot of, like, bow builds. I have never seen one using Widowhail. My bad then. I stand corrected.
Which causes your minions' critical strike chance with attacks to be equal to your main hand weapons. Lastly, pick your crown.
It's some unique builds, but very common. Gotcha. Yeah, because I got a Widowhail one time and I looked around to see if there was, like, too many builds of, like, people playing it, and I didn't see too many. I thought anyway, which is how I formed that opinion. But I'm most definitely wrong. You're better at the game than I am, so.
Crown Jewel, a unique jewelry power. Astral Projector.
Nova spells cast at the targeted location instead of around you. Spell skills have 25% increased area effect. Cool.
Causes Nova spells to cast from enemies rather than from yourself. Or take Astramentus, simply giving you a huge boost to all your attributes.
Can you just use the unique too after that? Sure can. Damn. That's pretty cool, at least for, like, a stat stacker, just a passive 60 all attributes. Pretty juicy.
Due to all the ways you can mix and match unique powers, the Reliquarian has more flexibility in how you build it compared to any other Ascendancy class in the game. Our plan going forward is for the Reliquarian to not be a static Ascendancy class, and between each expansion, the unique powers which are offered will change.
Whoa, okay.
If you don't like what she offers this expansion, hopefully she'll have the power of your favorite unique item in the next one.
That's pretty cool.
Time to move on to the endgame. With this expansion, we are aiming to liven up the endgame, giving players new experiences, strategies to leverage, and streamlining or removing the more frustrating tasks. Extensive changes will be coming to the Atlas and how you engage with maps, without interfering with the beloved core experience that has made mapping so successful. In the last few endgame updates, you experienced Zana's story, how she helped defeat the Elder, tried to stop exiles from going mad in the Atlas, and faced new threats pouring forth from it. In the most recent expansion, she eventually realized that there was only one way forward, to destroy the Atlas. Zana's recent actions have now weakened the already strained and tattered edges of its realities, reshaping how we interact with the Atlas entirely. To explain how this changes your interactions with the Atlas, we first want to establish some context while having a bit of a trip down memory lane.
Yeah, seeing it being separated
ago,
kind of reminded me.
Back in Path of Exile 3.1.0, The War for the Atlas,
Yeah,
we had a
this
mechanic
too.
on the Atlas where the Shaper and Elder were engaged in war. This manifested as influence regions on the Atlas that affected specific maps. The ever-changing influence regions made the Atlas feel more like a physically connected space, rather than just a fancy way of visualizing a checklist of completed maps. However, one of the main frustrations with this mechanic was that you constantly needed many different specific maps in order to manipulate the influenced regions. We realized we'd love to again have mechanics that manifest physically on your Atlas, but we'd have to address the issue of always needing those specific maps. The first major change we'll be making to solve this is divorcing map items from specific areas. As an example, instead of having a Mesa map, you will now find, say, a Tier 10 map.
Oh.
To open a Mesa map now, just locate and select Mesa on your Atlas, put in your map item, click activate, and you're good to go.
Okay.
That Mesa may drop a Tier 11 map. You can then immediately return to your map device, which will default to the last map run, and then run it again. Or
you can just
choose
run
a new map to use
Wait,
it
can
on.
you just run
It's your
Mesa
choice.
as a T11?
This is one of the many benefits to this change, which is that if you are the type of player who enjoys chaining the same map over and over, or the type of player who prefers to jump around, it is equally easy to do either strategy or even switch between them at a moment's notice.
Pretty nice way to jump
For
around.
example, if one day you're farming burial chambers,
So, you don't need to do the whole, like, trying to get, like, enough map sustain with your Atlas in a certain way to, like, try and drop, like, only, like, Dune maps, right? Like, you can just pick Dune and just run it as much as you want. Interesting. Mega would hate that. Mega would hate that so much. Oh, he does not like the whole, like, one map meta. He prefers, like, jumping around. Yeah, basically no more TFT traders with map. Yeah, you don't have to, like, try to buy the one specific maps or try to get enough sustain that you can, like, sustain your one specific map. Also, based on what I'm getting from that is there's gonna be no more, like, watchstones that increase the tier. Because the tier of whatever you're running is just whatever map you put in. So every map isn't going to be you're not going to put all your watchstones in, or what, void stones, whatever they're called these days, to make all your maps T16, because whatever tier you put into the slot is just what it runs. I mean, it's very PoE 2, right? Like, that's kind of how PoE 2 is. You just put in whatever map into the spot you're heading to. Kind of deal. That's kind of cool, though.
Hoping to eventually get a Headhunter from Divination cards, and you decide you need a change of rhythm, you can seamlessly swap to your boss farming Atlas tree and spam Mesa for peak boss killing efficiency. Up until now, this would have required having some Mesa maps stashed, setting all your favored maps to Mesa, or doing a whole bunch of trading.
More Dunes.
You'll also notice
easy.
that the structure of the Atlas has changed. If you haven't played in a while, here's a look at it before and after.
Oh, okay.
You will now
What are
begin
those
at the
edge
center of the
thingies?
Atlas, with each corner housing one of
Or are they all
4
just
Voidstone
uniques?
slots.
Oh no.
In addition,
One of them looked
all
like the ritual
content
boss.
accessed from your map device
Simulacrum.
now exists physically on the Atlas, so you can see everything available in the endgame as you reveal the Fog of War. This also means that all unique maps are now present on the Atlas, including some old favorites that are appearing for the first time. Don't worry though, you don't need to complete Hall of Grandmasters every league. You now gain 1 Atlas skill point per unique map completed, up to a maximum
Oh, they made
of
it
10.
100?
Given there are around 20 unique maps,
yeah, I see
you
that.
only need to complete the half you want, if you can get your hands on them.
Okay.
Note, you aren't losing any Atlas skill points. These have been moved to new places, and actually,
Alright.
you can get more than before. Due to Zana's actions, Egan now has a new
Hold on, what are these? Adds a shaped region to a quadrant of the atlas. Oh, okay, so you get a currency that can add... Alright, so it's kind of like the conflict that was moving around before, but you can, like, add it to your map. Yeah, Untainted was on there. Wonder if it's still a random. Yeah, it might actually just drop now? I'm not sure. You're right, because wasn't, Untainted was only from Kirik, right? Oh, no, I don't think you can just select. I think he said you have to find, right? If we go back. Didn't he say...
Are around 20 unique maps, you only need to complete the half you want, if you can get your hands on them.
If you can get your hands on them. You have to still... The unique maps you have to find. You can't just select the unique maps. But I wonder if Untainted Paradise can just be found now, like, other than Kirik. Or is it still just, like, only a Kirik thing? I'm not sure. But yeah, interesting. So we can just add a quadrant. Oh, like a blight. You can add just like a shaped region containing blight encounters. Huh. Alright, let's see what he has to say about it.
Determined to stop Zana's destruction by making use of a mysterious new discovery. Arcane astrolabes. Zana is currently traversing the threads that weave the Atlas together, severing them. With these new astrolabes, Egan is able to trace her movement, but using them causes dangerous side effects. When you use an astrolabe on a map on the Atlas, a shaped region will manifest itself in that quadrant, affecting many of the maps within it.
Okay. That's pretty cool.
There are many different kinds of astrolabes.
Gives you a reason to jump around to different maps too, not just farm dunes.
For example, an abyssal region, which causes all the maps to have an additional abyss. Or a blighted region, which adds a blight encounter. Completing the content added by the astrolabe will remove the shaped region's influence from that map.
I assumed.
Upon doing so, every other map remaining in the shaped region will gain an additional modifier.
Okay,
This means as you progress
even
through
more
the shaped
reason
region,
not to just farm
maps you
dunes.
run
I
will
kind of
become
like
more
that.
and more intense, with the relevant mechanic getting more and more juiced.
Damn.
Finally, at the end of the region of maps, once you have successfully rid the Atlas of the shaped region, Egan will take you to one of 4 memory vaults, where there are powerful rewards to be had. He cares only for the knowledge hidden within that vault, so any items are yours for the taking. Each vault is associated with a specific quadrant on the Atlas, so you're able to target a certain vault if you're wanting to try get a specific type of reward.
Okay.
One such vault is the Archon's Vault, where you'll be rewarded with powerful unique items. Or the Zealot's Vault, to acquire valuable currency items.
This
new
he
shaped
didn't
region
give us the
system is one that
dopamine
promotes running many different
freaking-
maps. But for players that want to engage with this new system while still wanting to...
Wait, hold on. We didn't get like the filter sound, the tink of the divine dropping. I know not everyone uses that sound, but when I saw the divine and I saw him open it, I wanted the dopamine of the tink sound. Set everything to dunes. Completing a map objective within a shaped region instead collapses a different map within the shaped region. Oh. Okay, so this is for people that want to run the same map over and over again. Completing a map objective within a shaped region instead collapses a different map within the shaped region. Okay, so you wouldn't just be able to run dunes. Well, no, because you could put it on dunes, right? Like, when you use the currency item, you could use the currency item on dunes, and then you run dunes, and then it would just wipe out all the ones around it all the way until dunes is the last one. I was thinking when you use the currency item, it just, like, put it in a segment, but no, you get to choose where it goes. So yeah, you can just, with that node, you can just run dunes. so I guess you do get the option of doing that, which is probably gonna be, there's no downside to that either, other than having to spend the points to go get it. It's
run the same map over and over again. The synthesized stability keystone on the Atlas tree enables exactly that. With all the new endgame changes, we thought it would be also good to mention some handy tips and tricks for quickly navigating the new Atlas. When using the map device, the Atlas defaults to your previously run map, so running the same map over and over is as few clicks as possible.
Okay, that's good.
You can right-click unique maps or map fragments in your inventory to automatically open your Atlas to that location with the map already placed and ready to run.
That's good.
When you select a special area that requires multiple items, such as to fight at Zeri or open the Domain of Timeless Conflict,
whoa, it just teleported
if you
in!
have the fragments to access that in your inventory, it will automatically add them to the map device in the right spot.
Cool. Well
That's
done,
the core of the new
GGG.
in-game.
Well done.
But there's a lot more
That's
in-game
hype.
changes coming in 3.28. Let's blast through them.
Blast through them, baby.
Over the last few expansions, we've been working on streamlining the mapping experience. And we wanted to continue to minimize busy work so you can spend more time
So
doing
much
what you
loot.
love, killing monsters and getting loot. To that end, we've made a number of changes. We won't get into too much detail, but here's a quick summary of what you can expect to have received adjustment. We've removed cartographer's chisels and map device crafts entirely.
I barely ever use chisels
The loss
anyway.
of content and loot
See ya.
here has been compensated for in other places. Void Stones now grant special global bonuses while socketed on your Atlas.
Okay, so you still get voids. Wait, hold on. What did they do?
Void
Shit. No, your chisels. I always forget to chisel. I'm really bad at like juicing on PoE. I'm so bad at it. Yeah, they're passive. Yeah, I saw that. That was pretty crazy. It straight up just looked like it was always on. Pretty juicy. They're forcing me to juice, guys. They're forcing me to do it. I've been trying not to. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just lazy. They put a lot of quality of life into this patch. Yeah, a lot of this is really cool so far. Okay. Eldritch Altars have 25% chance to have an additional upside and downside from the other Eldritch influence type. Tier 1 to 15 maps dropped in areas are a tier higher. Tier 1 to 15 maps dropped in areas are... Wait, what? Converted to gold. Tier 16 map drops in area have 0.4% chance to become a nightmare map. Wait, are tier 17 maps considered nightmare maps? Have they always been considered nightmare maps, or is that new? T17 is gone, so it's like a nightmare maps now. Okay. Whatever that is, I guess we'll probably learn. And also, so that means that any map that isn't tier 16 that drops is converted to gold? Tier 1 to 15 maps dropped in area converted to gold. That's what Bombo told you? It's like T16.5. Gotcha. Interesting. Okay.
Stones now grant special global bonuses while socketed on your Atlas, including adding the new Originator Voidstone, which enables specific Atlas bosses to drop exceptional supports. We'll elaborate more on that in the next section. T17 maps as you know it have effectively been removed.
Bye-bye!
The bosses have been kept around, and they better fulfill their original purpose of being a gateway to target farm uber pinnacle bosses. The most annoying modifiers on Originator maps have been removed or replaced. No more getting turned into a slug for simply using skills. And no more will you be incapable of dealing damage periodically.
Okay.
Petal skills in Originator maps have been removed. However, Some of their effects are now available from the altars and memory threads. Memory tears,
Cool.
instead of adding a memory thread to your atlas, will now drop an itemized version of that thread, allowing you to save it for later or trade it at your leisure. We've added new scarabs,
Nice.
such as this Expedition Scarab of Infusion, which can generate some truly tempting logbooks. And for those of you looking to take on the ultimate one-on-one fight, the Anarchy Scarab of the Exceptional will place a true antagonist-level rogue exile threat in your map, empowered by every type of Wildwood Wisp, possessed by a tormented spirit, augmented with rare monster modifiers, and affected by a shrine. This exile is not to be trifled with. Alongside that, we've also changed some,
Need more tabs.
such as the Beyond Scarab of Resurgence, which now causes all 3 Beyond bosses to appear when a Beyond boss would spawn in your map.
Damn. Okay.
On top of that, we've made improvements to a number of weak Atlas Tree passives, such as Pillage and Plunder, which now grants a chance for items dropped by Syndicate members to have a Fractured Veiled mod.
Ooh.
Check out the new The Parts
Fractured
Not Taken
Veiled
Keystone,
mods sound pretty juicy.
which means your maps on average will drop twice as many
Yeah.
divination cards. But which ones can drop will be a mystery.
Wait, what? Hold on. Divination cards found in your maps are from... Sorry, I was, my mind was just still rattling from the frickin', the veiled items. Divination cards found in your maps are from 2 random other maps instead of the one you're in. Huh. So if you don't want to, you could like take that node if you don't want to farm for the what's his name? The seer.
Cards. But which ones can drop will be a mystery. And last, but not least, we've also made some changes to King's March shipping, such as we've swapped the rewards given by sending ore and crops.
Oh.
I wonder what this new port will send back. Ports will now give more rewards for favored resources, and you can even re-roll them for gold, if they're not offering what you're after. Specific ports will now reward specific tattoos and rune grafts, making it easier to target the ones you want. Not to mention, the Kalgurans have discovered several new...
Does that mean they killed the strat of just sending that one plant to that same port and just like printing divines? Did that get deaded? Aw. Currency is ore now. That's what it sounded like. He said that they like swapped them, right? Gear as plants. Damn. So now if you want to do that strat, you actually have to focus on freaking ores in your maps and farming that.
Powerful rune grafts for you to get your hands on, such as the Rune Graft of Fury, which causes you to gain rage on using a life flask.
Guess we're going back to map
and
runners.
The Rune Graft of Resurgence, which causes Arcane Surge to also...
I didn't look at the first one. Gain 3 rage when you use a life flask. Wonder if there's like a cheeky way to like infinitely spam life flasks and just have permanent full rage through that.
The Rune Graft of...
Arcane Surge also grants 15% life regen. A regeneration rate.
Resurgence, which causes Arcane Surge to also grant life regeneration. We mentioned earlier about the Originator Voidstone enabling access to exceptional supports. So let's get into that, as there's a decent amount to cover. After defeating the incarnations of Fear, Neglect, and Dread, you will obtain the Originator Voidstone. As mentioned earlier, this Voidstone allows new, exceptional support gems to drop from many bosses across the Atlas. These new supports are an improvement over the old Awakened support system, which is being phased out. Awakened supports have long been a capstone investment for a character, but there's existed a gulf between the more interesting ones, such as Awakened Spell Cascade, which has some additional transformative effect, as opposed to some of the simpler Awakened supports,
Okay, so we have on the left is what we had before, right? Awakened Spell Cascade. But then on the right we have Greater Spell Cascade, which is the same, less area pretty much, minus a few percent. Skills do less damage. Supported area of effect skills also. Oh wait, no, that's just wait. Hold on, wait. What's the? Oh, it's only a level 3 max. Wait, what's the difference here?
Which just have slightly higher numerical values.
Okay.
Exceptional supports will all be transformative, serving as an additional late-game tool to customize your build around, and extending character customization and creation even later into a build's life. One of the goals here is to provide interesting build choices even at later levels and deep into the endgame. However, we are certainly not aiming to reduce top-end player power with these changes. Exceptional supports will still be super strong. If used well, they will catapult your character even further than before. So, how many are there, and what exactly do they do? There are over 40 new exceptional supports to discover.
Okay, so what exceptional was before is now just moved to being greater, and now exceptional does something new and different? Is that what I'm getting? I was really confused at first by that, like, explanation, but maybe it's because I paused in the middle. Might have been my fault.
Adding additional enticing drops to bosses that may otherwise have felt not as worthwhile to run, giving players extra reason to take on those challenges. For instance, from the King in the Mists, we have the Hex Toad support.
Hex Toad support.
This support creates areas of swampy, cursed ground, which spawns toads that bounce towards enemies and then explode, dealing chaos damage. From the Uber Elder, we have the Void Storm support, which causes your raining attacks to create celestial storms of energy that grow over time, detonating as you approach for massive damage. Defeating the Incarnation of Neglect may win you the Frost Mage support. Similar to the existing Archmage support, you are rewarded for stacking mana to enhance your spells with extraordinary cold damage. We'll tease.
Damn, and you gain added cold damage equal to 22% of reserved maximum mana. That's pretty crazy. But it makes your skills have a higher base mana cost. That seems pretty crazy. Some of the old Awakened gems only did the same thing as the non-Awakened, but to a higher value. Now it seems they all have an additional effect as well. Yeah. Well, it seems like... It seems like they all got moved to being greater, right? That's what they showed in the beginning. They're just like... Or am I dumb? It seems like they moved those ones to be greater, so those ones still exist. But now there's these exceptional ones that, like, are way different, like this Frostmage support and stuff.
Some more of these before launch, but there will be many, many more for you to discover. Keepers of the Flame is coming back. However, we do know that many players have issues with the walls and hive encounters. In order to address these concerns, we'll be...
Yeah, so the current Awakened gem system is now just moved and called Greater, and now there's like a new Awakened gem system, essentially, that is taking its place that's just new and fancy. That does more different stuff, like Frostmage support being something completely different than the, than, you know, just having, like, Awakened Spell Cascade. But yeah, I'm glad we're getting Keepers, and I liked Keepers.
Making a number of changes. One of the biggest problems is that walls would block your projectiles, meaning that when a hive randomly spawned in your map, it would make it harder to clear. In order to prevent that,
they break the
encounters will now be destroyed by any damage.
Yeah, cool.
But we also wanted to make sure we reduce the visual clutter they cause. Hives and their walls are now smaller. To allow players to engage with Hive encounters quicker when they do want to help Aelith, we've added a new Atlas passive which drastically increases the detonation area of unstable burrows, causing them to reliably chain react and destroy the majority of remaining walls. For those who don't want to deal with the walls at all, there's now a pair of keystones that allow you to block Hive encounters or unstable breaches, if you want. Now that this is a core league, we don't want you to have to grow your Genesis tree from scratch on every league start. So now, each womb gift slot is already usable by default, and access to the Monastery of the Keepers will be gained by finding Aelith starting in Act 6 Mudflats.
Okay.
Now with Atlas Tree and Scarab support, you can have multiple unstable breach encounters active in a single area, for maximum ruckus.
Oh, damn.
Speaking of Atlas Tree and Scarab support, we've added plenty. Here are a few examples. The Massing Forces Atlas notable grants a chance to have additional unstable breaches in your maps.
Nice.
The Breach Scarab of the Marshal guarantees a breach boss or Hive Fortress.
Wow.
While the Breach Scarab of the Incensed Swarm replaces all of Aelith's skills with Enrage the Hive, increasing the difficulty and reward from Hive monsters in all subsequent waves.
Damn.
Graft items will no longer exist, but we've moved several of the graft skills to new exceptional supports.
Yeah, that seems pretty
such
sick.
As
I like
the
that.
Hiveborn support, which summons an army of breach minions to do your bidding when you use a supported offering skill.
Okay.
And the Foul Grasp support, which calls forth a field of grasping breach hands when you recall brands, exploding for heavy lightning damage when enemies approach them. We're looking forward to seeing how these improvements and additions are received, alongside a lot of what Keepers also has to offer. From the new bosses in their bloodline, through to the Genesis tree and its many different crafting options, like Foulborn Uniques. Also with its new narrative, we look forward to extrapolating on all of this and learning more about Aelith, the Hiveborn, and its Breach Lords in the future.
Cool. I like that league.
All the new
I'm glad it's
content we're
core.
adding, and
A lot of
that
the
was
changes
a
look
lot.
good.
From a new in-game system, several new reward types, new ways to juice maps, all of which you can double up in the new Mirage League, and all that alongside a suite of new holy skills, a new
I'm pretty
Ascendancy
excited.
class, and an insane amount of new character customization in the endgame. However, an important part of Path of Exile expansions is making sure there is a continued effort to improve quality of life.
Ooh, quality
so
of
let's
life.
get into that now.
Before we touch on this, I just wanted to say that I wasn't sure how I felt going into this league. Because I've played a lot of PoE recently. I played a lot of I played the crap out of the Keepers League. I didn't play a ton of PoE 2. And then I played the event that just took place. Not a ton of it, but an okay amount. I hit like 90, and then I think I stopped at 90 when I got the second mystery box. So I didn't play a ton, but it was enough for me to be like, I don't know that I'm really excited to play PoE again. But honestly, watching this, I'm excited again. I'm hyped. I mean, I always loved PoE. I just wasn't sure how I was feeling this time, if I wanted more of a break or what, but yeah. No, I'm pretty pumped. Alright, let's see what we got for quality of life.
You can now favorite trades on the currency
I
exchange.
did see this.
This consists of selecting two currencies that you
I've
want
seen
to
a
be
few
able
of
to
these
trade
quality
between
of
with a
life
single click,
changes.
and setting them as a favorite trade.
This is cool.
Favorite trades will appear by default on opening the currency exchange, and will still auto-suggest a ratio based on recent trade data. A further improvement to the currency exchange is the ability to open and interact with your stash while you have the exchange window open. Now, when trading in a full set of divination cards,
automatically
will automatically be handed in to become the resultant
And it'll move
item.
the item over. I did
If you
see
then
this.
turn in another set immediately,
I watched the
reward
video,
from the previous
the
set
short
will be
video on
transferred
quality
to your
of life.
inventory directly, assuming there's enough free space to do so. Labyrinth font crafts that previously gave a random transfigured gem now allow you to choose which transfigured gem of
This
that
is
type
crazy.
you'd like to receive.
That's
The
going to be really
asynchronous
nice.
trade item sale history is now hoverable, with full item descriptions of the sold
I'm
item.
glad about this too.
When using Divine Orbs, you can now tell exactly which modifiers can be randomized.
Pretty cool. And then Shrine one, right, is the last thing I
ritual
saw, I
icon
think.
will now glow if you've got
Oh
significant
no, that's right, the
unspent
ritual
tribute
part.
in an
Yep.
area, and all rituals are complete. And a pop-up will appear after the final ritual completion. Also on the topic of ritual, you can now quick use vessels on completed rituals. Have you ever tried to click a divine shrine, surrounded
have.
by enemies, and
Yep.
find it extremely difficult to click?
Yep.
Well, shrines now take priority over monsters when clicking in an area they overlap. Since 3.24, we've been looking to add new ways to improve the campaign experience, and 3.28 is no different. This patch, we've added over 20 landmark rooms throughout the
I
campaign,
did hear about this too.
scattered
Yep.
across all 10 acts. Some of these reward some pretty useful stuff, so keep an eye out for the new and unexpected rooms, side passages, chests, and encounters as you progress throughout Rayclast.
I'll probably check them out if I find them, see
We
if we
want
get
most
anything
of these
cool.
to be a surprise, but we'll show you just one. There is now a small central island in the Cartery Fortress,
Tattoos, right?
all inhabitants of which will drop a basic tattoo when
One
slain.
scroll of wisdom. Hell yeah, dude.
Next up, we're going to be talking about our new supporter packs.
I haven't seen this yet though.
Today,
Supporter packs.
we're launching 2 new series of supporter packs. The Curator of Wisdom and Iron Incarcerator packs.
I like that portal effect.
Each tier contains the pack's full face value in points, alongside several exclusive microtransactions. As always, the microtransactions in these packs are purely cosmetic and do not affect your character's power or progression
What?
in any way.
No way.
The Curator of Wisdom series of supporter packs contains 7 exclusive microtransactions. The
Man, that
Traveling
portal's
Wisdom back
cool.
attachment has all the necessary tools you may require to chronicle your journey, complete with a helpful rat friend. These chronicles will activate their magic upon identifying items, and will track the number of items identified of each rarity. Just hover
Okay,
the item,
that's kinda
or link
neat.
it in chat to show it off.
Gandalf on the game.
The
right?
acquired Wisdom unique finisher effect summons an ancient scroll that consumes unique enemies and the knowledge they hold. Most
Pretty cool.
exiles would struggle carrying piles of scrolls while traveling Rayclast, but the Grand Curator of Wisdom armor set is perfect for the adventurous scholar. Any expert curator knows that scrolls hold more than just knowledge, they also hold power. As you cast spells, the scrolls attached to the armor will burn away, before rematerializing shortly after.
That's pretty neat.
It also features a series of helmet variations, so you can get precisely the look you're after.
That's cool.
Summon your Scroll Shaper familiar pet to follow alongside you. This creature is formed from folded magical texts, and can shapeshift between different forms. You can think of this as having multiple pets in one. It can fold into a fox, and then even burn away, reforming into a flying bird. This
Pretty cool.
series of packs also contains the Scroll Portals.
This is cool.
Jumbo-sized versions of the Scroll of Wisdom and Portal Scroll that you can make a quick retreat through.
Origami
A supreme
pet, yeah.
catalogue of knowledge can't remain in one place for too long and risk being pillaged by thieves. The Titan Apex Hideout features a colossal titan who carries your base of operations atop their shoulders,
Whoa.
constantly moving through a boundless desert.
Was that its big ass face
The
down
Iron
there?
Incarcerator pack also contains 6 exclusive microtransactions.
Hold on.
Atop
What,
their
did I see
Titan
that right?
Apex Hideout features a colossal
Yeah, right
titan
down
who
there.
carries your base of
It's its big ass face carrying us. Okay. That portal effect and that hideout, they might have won $90 from me. I wasn't sure. When I saw I was like, the skin, like the armor set, it's cool that it burns stuff away when you cast spells. I like that. I was like, the portal effect is amazing, but $90 for just that portal effect, I don't know if I can do it. But $90 for that portal effect and this hideout.
operations atop their
Let's
shoulders,
see what the other pack has.
constantly moving through a boundless desert. The Iron Incarcerator pack also contains 6 exclusive microtransactions. The Incarcerator's restraints back attachment features stockades that were used to immobilize prisoners by binding them to the earth as they were tortured for their wrongdoings.
Pretty neat.
Shackles envelop your choice of torturing device when using the chains of the Incarcerator weapon effect.
Okay, I like that rather than just like a glow or
These
getting like an
shatter
actual
into
like
links as you batter enemies.
an effect.
Make your way through Red Class as a walking penitentiary, intimidating your enemies with the elite Iron Incarcerator armor set.
Damn.
After a long day of tracking down criminals, step into the Iron Maiden portal to retreat to your torture chamber. It acts as a great deterrent for would-be intruders.
Pretty neat.
This peculiar creature was a favorite amongst incarcerators. They would be sent into the midst of prison riots to mesmerize and control the toughest of minds. Use their talents to charm other players' pets, causing them to abandon their owners and follow in line behind you instead.
What?
At least until it wears off. What better way to execute prisoners when
Kill
your
your
torturing
pets.
has depleted their value? Harvest their souls to fuel this map device, condemning them to eternal incarceration. Your kills within the map are also recorded based on the rarity of the monster.
Oh.
You can choose to pin an execution session that you're satisfied with on this miniature leaderboard, which is displayed for all that dare enter your hideout. Additionally, all microtransactions from the supporter packs will be made available for use in Path of Exile 2. Thank you so much for your ongoing support.
The only thing I will say, I didn't really care about the Executioner one too much. That one wasn't like super exciting. I do think that the portal effect is just really cool. And the hideout is pretty cool. Like, that portal effect is pretty sweet. But I think the hideout, I like being carried by the Titan. I think I need to see more of it. To see more of like the background move and everything and all that, but yeah. It's neither, like, I don't really care about like the armor set. Feels kind of like a little boring. Imagine just buying Mesmer, but you can get all pets. Yeah, just steal them all. I feel like supporter packs kind of went down over the years. Curator of Wisdom is cool, but that helmet looks dumb as hell. Yeah, I mean, technically you don't have to put the helmet on too, though. The old supporter packs had cooler stuff like health pool changing. Or your ES changing color, yeah. I mean, they keep doing different things each time. But, I mean, there's definitely been some that I've been like, yeah, I'm not buying that. And then there's been some that have tempted me, and then there's been some that I've been like, oh yeah, I'm definitely buying that. But yeah, it's definitely like hit or miss for sure. I really like the portal, and I think the hideout is pretty cool.
Make a quick retreat through.
I'm not 100% sure on which one, like... This is pretty cool. I like seeing his giant-ass head down here. I feel like I want to see someone with it. I want to, like, go walk around it actually in-game and see how I feel about it before I make my decision if I'm going to spend the $90 or not. But I don't know. That portal effect's pretty cool. The hideout's cool, but I feel like that color would hurt your eyes. That really? I don't think the color is that bad. Granted, I'm sitting here, I've been playing Dune Awakening a lot, so my whole life is sandy desert right now with all the Dune I've been playing. So, maybe I'm just used to it. It's cool if that hideout also got giants around. Yeah, if another giant would like just casually stroll by like through the sandstorm that's going on underneath and everything.
A catalog of knowledge can't remain in one place for too
That'd
long
be kinda cool.
and risk being pillaged by thieves. The Titan.
But I can't tell, like, he blinks and stuff. It's kind of cool. I can't tell if, like, the whole thing is moving as he steps, or I think that's just the camera panning up.
Features a
like I said, I feel
Titan who carries your base of operations.
But I guess you don't notice it too much when he's moving around.
Moving through a bound.
Although if the thing was shaking, it might be kind of trippy. But you use the Celestial hideout, so you're used to that color scheme. Yeah, I think I just bought like the I can't remember what it's called. It was one of the cheaper, like, just flat landscape ones. It's like the one where you're like on like a, I can't remember if you're just on like a translucent pool of water or if you're on like clouds or whatnot, but it's just like a white cloudy sort of, or like off-white or whatever. You just farm the fuck out of Shaper to get Celestial. Yeah. I can't remember what the one that I use is actually called, but yeah, I use a very simple layout one. I don't really put a lot of work into my hideout. My hideout is literally like my portal, the benches around it, and like the NPC to sell to and like ID and buy gems and stuff. Like the bare minimum of what I need is like all my hideout is. I'm not like a big like hideout decorator. I've never been that way in any of the games that I play. Any game that has like a housing system, I don't do much with it. But anyway, that wraps up the reveal video. I am gonna be... it's not that late. There's some of the patch notes I'm gonna kind of skim through quickly because I feel like I don't necessarily need... Like, Mirage Challenge League, I think I got enough from the video. Should I make this bigger? For stream, maybe? Although, maybe that's too big. It's getting blocked by, well, that's just right back to where we were. I could, is my webcam covering it a little bit? I could shrink the webcam a tad. How's that look? Good enough. Yeah, I'll probably skip Mirage Challenge League because we got a lot from the video. I don't think I need to read too much there. I just don't want to read too much here. But you make your own hideout to make it look like Celestial because you can't fucking get it. Damn. I don't think I've ever gotten it either, but I also haven't farmed it really all that much. But Reliquary and Ascendancy, I think we got like a good vibe from that until we get like an announcement of every node that it has. Exceptional gems we heard about. Coin of Knowledge corrupts a skill gem. Yeah, we learned about those coins already. We got the actual descriptions of the Divine Blast. But no actual, like, numbers, I guess, here either. Not that I'm very good with the numbers either. I mostly copy-paste builds and stuff like that. Like I said, we're probably going to be skimming a decent chunk. I like the sound of this. This sounds pretty cool. The Shockwave Totem of Authority. I don't know that I'd actually play a build like this. I mean, I don't think I'm going to start as a build like this, but it might be something I make later for fun. Summon Totem that shakes the earth around you, damaging enemies. So rather than it shockwaving around the totem, it does it around you, so you can just kind of place your totems and run around. I'm curious, how far from the totem can you run before the shockwaving stops? Like, what kind of a range does it have? Could be, like, something interesting to find out. But to kind of just, like, place your totems and then play it kind of like Righteous Fire a little bit. Just run around and everything dies around you. Kind of sounds right up my alley for enjoyment. Static Strike of Gathering Lightning. Attack with a melee weapon, gaining a Gathering Lightning buff for a duration. If you hit an enemy while you have Gathering Lightning, attacks with this skill will cause chaining beams of lightning, which chain farther the more Gathering Lightning you have. Cool. Charge Dash of Projection. I actually played like a pure Charge Dash build a long time ago. It was kind of fun. I don't even remember what league that was. It was ages ago, though. Channel to project an illusion which you steer. You gain stages while it moves until it stops at a maximum total distance. Waves of area damage frequently pulse along its path based on your attack speed. Stop channeling to release the illusion, dealing a final wave of damage. Kinda cool. I wonder if anyone will make a build around that. Probably not. It's probably not going to be, I mean, with how crazy the game has scaled, it's probably not going to be, like, super great. Flamethrower Trap was... I kind of even forgot that Flamethrower Trap existed in the first place, I'm going to be completely honest. But of stability. So it's a trap that releases a number of flames in a different directions around it when triggered. The flames last for a duration, repeatedly dealing damage. Kinetic Fusillade of Detonation. Wave your wand to create multiple hovering kinetic projectiles. After a short duration, the projectiles explode, dealing area damage. Using this attack again will reset the duration for all hovering projectiles. Cannot be directly used by traps or mines. Pretty cool. We saw the Squalls one in the video, right? Shock Nova of Procession, cast a ring of lightning around you, followed by a larger lightning nova. Each effect hits enemies caught in their area of lightning damage. This then repeats with each repeat offset from the previous in the direction of your target. Wait, what? If it casts the ring around you, keeps casting it closer to your target. I was just confused by, like, it casts it around you and then it repeats. Which I figured that would just mean it keeps casting it around you. But then it says each repeat offset from the previous. So I guess just, like, as it repeats, it just moves out away from you, I guess. That's the one in the video, oh, that one was in the video? Each repeat is a step closer to the enemy. Gotcha. There was a lot in that video. I guess I didn't realize that was one of them. I thought we saw the Orb of Storms, like, teleporting to the enemy. That's kind of what the Orb of Storms does. This orb will teleport to a random enemy struck. But maybe we saw this too and I just didn't realize it, probably. Oh, they didn't showcase it, but they used it. Gotcha. I think I did, now that you mention it, I think I did see, like, it being used several times. I didn't realize that's what it was, though. Gotcha. Stormburst of Repulsion. Unleash orbs of energy while you channel that repeatedly jump away from the target location until their duration expires, dealing damage in a small area. After each jump, when you stop channeling, all remaining orbs explode, dealing higher damage in a larger area. Okay. Stormburst was already a pretty good totem skill. I wonder how this would function with totems. It doesn't say it can't be used as totems. Siphoning Trap of Pain throws a trap that applies debuff beams to a number of nearby enemies for a duration. The beams chill enemies and deal cold damage over time. Blessed Call support supports war cries, causing them to create consecrated ground. Supported war cries have lowered area of effect and cooldown recovery rate. Cannot support triggered war cries. Excommunicate supports melee attacks, causing them to gain a percentage of physical damage with extra fire and lightning, and excommunicate enemies on melee hit. Okay. I don't know what does it not tell you what excommunicate actually does? Just says it doesn't. Excommunicate enemies on melee hit. What does that mean? Unless, like, it's the first part. Either way. Water bottle in the trash it goes. Exemplar support supports minion skills, causing your minions to have increased critical strike chance and crit strike multi for each of your own recent crit strikes. So you'd kind of have to do like a... I wonder if you could use... I wonder how that would be. Just because I was just thinking about the belt they showcased, that if you haven't used a flask recently, you have a diamond shrine, permanent diamond shrine, if you don't use flasks. And then you use that belt and just spam some like shitty spell as a minion build to then just give your minions a bunch of crit. Oh. Just throwing something out there. A random idea. Hollow. Supports melee attacks you use yourself, causing them to inflict hollowing flame on melee. Oh yeah, that's the one. I think we saw that one. That's that new, like... Then you need to use, like, a different ability to detonate it or whatever, right? Added 10 new rune... Oh, there's... I didn't realize there was 10 new ones. They showcased 2 of them, but there's 10 new ones. So there's 8 more we haven't seen. It's pretty cool. 13 new unique items, 8 new divination cards. The exotic sub-stash of the currency stash has been split into 2 new sub-stashes. Atlas and League. Okay. So currency stash has kind of been expanded. Which means some of that stuff that we were looking at where we were like, hey, we might need more, we might need more space or whatever. Might be okay because of that. Alright, in-game changes. I think we saw a lot of this in the video. I wonder how much there is new here. So instead of having a tier 10 Mesa map, you'll now find a tier 10 map to open Mesa. You know, locate it, your map. Yeah, right. That Mesa map may drop a tier 11. You can then place it into your map device, which defaults to the last map run, and either run Mesa again or choose a new map area to use it on. I wonder if there are any, like, restrictions, because there was still like white, yellow, and red tier, right, of like what you find, but I guess they didn't have that on the actual Atlas, right? Like on the actual map they weren't that color. What is the new, where does it show the new design? Yeah, oh wait, no, I guess they are. Like, some of them are white, some of them are yellow, and some of them are red on the actual Atlas. So...
The strategy.
Whoops, I didn't mean to pause that, sorry. I wonder what that... Like, can you use... They even showed a T11, which would have been red being used on a yellow slot. So I wonder why they even bothered keeping the colors then. Why bother having white, yellow, and red? Maybe it just has to do with the bonuses? Maybe that's what it is. Maybe your Atlas completion bonus is still tied, like white maps, they only have to be blue. Yellow maps, they have to be rare. And then red maps have to be corrupted and... Interesting. If you just get to choose now, also, I didn't think about this before. Do you get to choose ones you haven't run yet? So, like, if I have, like, this first one done, but I'm trying to get to the second one here, can I just select it and run it to instantly complete it? Now that maps, it must be like that, right? If maps don't drop as certain... Wow, so you can just... It's no longer RNG of, like, waiting for the right one to drop. You just hammer through all your completion. Oh, that's also probably why. You probably can't progress to, like, the yellow ones until you have a tier 6 or higher, right? So it's probably gating you from running, like, tier 1 maps on every single, like, getting full Atlas completion with just tier 1 maps. That's probably why white, yellow, and red still exist. Okay. You begin your exploration at the center. We saw that. All content on the map device is now physically present, allowing you to see everything available in endgame as you reveal the Fog of War. Oh, wait. All content asset access using the map device is now physically present on the Atlas. I'm a little confused by that statement, but okay. Because there's still a Fog of War that you have to reveal, so everything isn't physically present. But you still have to reveal... I don't know. Anyway, I'll probably understand it once I get in game and actually play. It's fine. Probably not a big deal. All unique maps are now present, including some old favorites that are appearing for the first time. You now gain 1 Atlas skill point per unique map completed up to a maximum of 10. There are around 20 unique maps. You only need to complete half. I'm not looking at you, Hologram Masters. The remaining Atlas skill points have been moved to other places, and you can now get more total Atlas points than before. Talking about, like, the astrolobes, which we saw a lot of in the video. Memory vaults being changed a bit. Yeah, I think the favorite map system has been removed. That makes sense, because you can just run whatever map you want. I'm really excited about this change. Fog of War is, like, now present that you can see them. Yeah, I'm not sure. We shall see when that comes out. I'm actually really happy about memory skills being removed. I'm not gonna lie. I didn't do enough of this content to really, like, fully understand all the things that it was doing. So I would just, like, randomly hit the skills or whatever, or I'd have to, like, read them in the zone that I was in and stuff like that. And then I got annoyed at trying to read them and figure out when to use them, or then I just didn't use them at all through, like, the whole run, and I'm kind of glad that they're just gone. Yeah, I wasn't a fan of that whole mechanic. Honestly, I kind of didn't do a lot of 16.5s and stuff like that because I just didn't want to, like, deal with this mechanic. But, or just any of, like, the memory maps. It didn't, like, originator influenced maps. It didn't have to be 16.5. I felt like I wasn't being efficient with them, so then I just never wanted to use them. Just because I didn't want to, like, look into how it all worked and everything. I didn't play a lot of the league that came out in. We saw that in the video. Oh, so the Decayed Void Stone is now obtained from killing both Shaper and Elder. But you can also get it from Uber Elder. Does that mean that Uber Elder is no longer a requirement to getting all of your Void Stones? That's kind of nice. And now there's just one Void Stone, so you have to kill Exarch and Eater. Oh, my headset turned off. I'll leave it off, whatever. If we watch something, I'll turn it back on. Didn't have any audio coming through at all for a bit, so. The extra Void Stone that this leaves is now obtained from killing the Incarnation of Dread. We have... Okay, so we have, like, the memory, which are, like, the quadrants. Or adds a memory thread to a quadrant of the Atlas. I see. Yeah, that's we saw that in the video, the currency item they added, that they said, like, you can just sell it or something if you want to. The quest line now rewards passive points and respec points. Atlas passive points, that's cool. Exalted Orb is more likely to drop. Oh, is that a thing? I haven't gotten to that part yet. That could be fun if I do like being able to, like, actually actively use Exalted Orbs without feeling like I should just sell them. If they're more common, that's kind of cool. Like PoE 2, then Chaos goes up. Gotcha. Wait, so are Chaos, like, more rare than Exalts then now? Did they make, like, Exalted more common and then Chaos more rare? Like PoE 2? I guess I'll see when I get there. So just getting Atlas memory points from doing Nightmare maps makes sense. I'm just trying to skim. I don't want to kill my voice by reading everything here out loud. A lot of this stuff is just either stuff we already saw in the video, or I'll just read the things that I kind of find interesting. My throat's already kind of hurting a little bit. I don't know why. I don't do good when I talk too much. So we get the 1% to map quality, or map item quantity for every 4 bonus objectives completed. Uber bosses now require 4 fragments to access. Oh, I see. That's for the, yeah, that's for, like, the Uber. Yeah. That's how the Uber bosses work now, yeah. I haven't done a lot of Uber bosses with the new fragment system. My brain was still in, like, the old system of, like, you spec into it on the Atlas, but it hasn't been that way for a while. You read the summary one because it said the Exalt and Regal have a high chance to drop. Gotcha. It's probably in here somewhere. I just haven't gotten to it yet. All Maven invitations are now accessed through Kirik, rather than some of them being quest items you place into your map device. I thought that was already a thing. Oh no, maybe some of the early one... I can't remember. I remember doing a bunch through Kirik, but maybe there were still... I mean, clearly they put it in the patch notes, it probably already was. Or, they're probably right. I don't know why I'm questioning it. Ah, okay. So, sacrifice and mortal fragments can no longer be used in the map device to open a random side area. Instead, they can be used alongside maps to add a Val side area to the open map, while still adding their map item quantity bonus. That's cool. And now they actually tell you what you get as the bonus. That's nice. Elder, Shaper, and Conqueror maps always generate on tier 16 maps. Okay, so you're actually gonna get like your T16 map item is probably gonna be like have the Conqueror, Shaper, Elder on it. That makes sense. You got a build in mind? Unless it got nerfed, I'm probably gonna be doing Cast 1 Stunned again, I think. I played Cast 1 Stunned towards the end of Keepers, and I didn't feel like I got enough of it. And then I played it a bit during the event as well, but I only hit 90 on it, and I never even really got to ultimatum farming again. So I think I might do Cast 1 Stunned and do ultimatum farming as my first character. I will probably do multiple builds though, and that will give time for like, I'm not a big build creator myself. I mostly just follow what other people do. I don't really enjoy spending the time to try to like figure out the tree, figure out the items, you know, all the complexity that goes into playing a build or making a build. So that'll give time for other people to make builds, and then I can be like, oh, that one looks fun, and play that one. So I'm not good at putting things together like that. Like, I can never think of all the unique items in the game and try to like do shit. Yeah, yeah, let them do all the work. I just want to play the game and press buttons. That's my philosophy. Blessed orbs are now able to re-roll the specific conqueror. Cool. Or Elder Guardian. Nice. That's pretty cool. Kirik no longer offers Atlas missions. And defeating map bosses no longer has a chance to grant Kirik missions. As a result, the Planar Tactician, Solidarity, all the notables have been removed. Damn. Okay. I mean, it makes sense if you can just pick whatever map you want to run and unlock. Kirik missions aren't as important now, so I guess that makes sense. Scouting reports gone. See ya. Alright. I'm kind of okay with that. The side quest divination card has been temporarily disabled. Okay, I don't know which, I don't know what card that was, but maybe it had to do with, like, something that got removed. Or it might have been, yeah. Because there's, like, chisel stuff, too, right? You no longer get chisels, so if there were any cards that had to do with chisels and stuff like that, yeah, Cartographer Divination card, yeah, that makes sense. Goodbye, chisels! But now they're passive, so that's even more OP. Temple Architects now drop additional scarabs instead of additional map currency. Okay. Chance for quality currency to drop from synthesized monsters and synthesized maps. Oh, reduce the chance. Which I guess probably makes it a higher chance for other currencies to drop. Maybe, if it works like that. Yep, just more chisel stuff, more chisel stuff. There are still Maven chisels, though, that are more powerful, it seems. Oh, wait, no. No, they're nerfed. I see. My bad. I read it wrong. I read it like the opposite. For some reason, I read like 60 thinking that was the new number. No, the Maven chisels are nerfed. Okay. But chisels now always apply 20% quality to maps. Does that mean that the Maven chisels only take one chisel to get a 20% quality map? I'm guessing that wasn't the case before. I never even... The funny thing is, I always got Maven chisels and I never bothered to even use them. I just stashed them. So I'm not even 100% sure on how much quality they gave before, but seems like they always give 20% now, so that's cool. Was only 5%, okay. Well, that's nice. So they're nerfed a little bit, but it only takes one chisel per map, essentially. That's cool. Ah, that makes sense. Cartographer strong boxes can't get the item's additional quality roll anymore, because the maps don't have quality. Man, it must... I wonder, like, how much work it goes into, like, when they remove something like chisels to have to figure out, like, all the cards, all the, you know, the strong boxes, like, all these different sources of, like, quality on maps and stuff. Like, trying to, like, find all of those different systems in the game and remember which ones are in the game and stuff like that to be able to go and, like, change it all. It's kind of funny. Oh, man. Wait. They've reduced the amount of items dropped from explosive barrels in the fortress map. That means the fortress map still exists? Is it just like a T16 then, I wonder? Or is it a nightmare map, maybe? Interesting. Or maybe not T16, but like red map, I guess. Nothing's T16 anymore. But... Alright, we are gonna skim a little quicker here. A lot of these changes will kind of, like, I'm probably gonna forget about them anyway, so we'll experience them as we go. I'm kinda more interested in some of, like, ascendancy changes or, skill changes and stuff are kind of the more interesting part to me. I guess if there's anything in here that is like super crazy that I'm skipping past because I'm kind of just skimming, let me know. But like Scarab stuff, we'll figure out as we go. Bunch of like the ore deposit stuff and or the Calgar, a bunch of just a bunch of Scarab stuff. The modifiers that were annoying, they can't roll anymore. That's nice. A bunch of Atlas passive changes, which we've seen some of them. Once again, my brain is never going to be able to comprehend all of these changes. So we'll just have to read the Atlas passive tree as we go to kind of learn about those. But there's a lot of nodes being changed. Keepers as a core league. I think we got enough of oh, but that was one question I had was graphs. Graphs can no longer, so there's no graphs, huh? That's sad. Those were so good, but it makes sense that they're too good to keep in the game permanently. They turned to... Oh wait, is there actual, like... What do you mean that they turned to support item? High blood no longer requires graphs. Oh, you can just store 100,000. That's crazy. I like that. And it's shared. I really like that. Oh, I see. So some of this, I gotcha. I see what you mean. Sorry. I do remember seeing, like, the one support gem that was, like, the hands or whatever that they can, like, run into. I guess I just thought of it as that being, like, a single one. I wonder how many of the graft skills have been put into gems. That's cool, though. Yeah. Sorry, brain, big dumb. My old man brain doesn't do good with, like, mass amounts of information. Just some of it just whoop just goes right in at one ear out the other. It's a lot to take in and try to remember these freaking long ass patch notes and shit. That's why I kind of skim them a little more. Back in my day. Yeah, a lot of some Foulborn changes. Harbinger removed. Rest in peace, Harbinger. Fracturing orbs and ancient orbs are now able to be dropped as a core drop pool. Damn. The following uniques can no longer be obtained: Beachhead, Infused Beachhead, Enmity Divine, The Flow Untethered, Fracturing Spinner, Rippling Thoughts, Tempest Binding, and Unshattered Will. Damn. Rest in peace, Harbinger. We gotta get rid of some things to make room for others, I suppose. I liked Harbinger. No more shards to collect, yeah. That's, yeah, removed in most cases of shards dropping throughout the game. It's not the worst thing, but I wouldn't mind seeing, like, how they revamped Breach, getting a revamp on Harbinger. I liked Harbinger, personally. But yeah. We already saw a bunch of, man, 15k gold. I mean, I guess that's not that bad to reroll the resources. A little pricey, though. We're definitely gonna have some more settlers to learn, or just do map runs. You like Abyss Breach rituals? Man. I am not a fan of Abyss. Like, I think it's a cool mechanic in a way. I just hate when it takes me, like, backwards in my map. That's the main thing that I hate. I hate when I've already, like, cleared my way all the way to a map, and then I open one and I go straight back to where I started. And then I have to progress back to where I was going before, or whatnot. I actually really liked PoE 2's Abyss system. I would love to see PoE 2's Abyss system be, like, ported into PoE 1. I don't know if they'll ever do that, but yeah. Oh, beast crafting for gaining 5 Keurig missions instead now grants a nightmare map. Kinda cool. Bunch of changes, probably having to do with like some of the currency changes and stuff like that for Betrayal. I'm so behind on what the Betrayal rooms do. I don't do much of Betrayal these days, so like all the Betrayal stuff, like I don't even know, like having, you know, it that fled on transportation. Like, I didn't know, I guess previously it was corrupted maps, like I didn't even know that because it's been changed so much since I last, like, really interacted with Betrayal a lot. Which is why I'm kind of skipping that section mostly, because I'll probably just look at some kind of chart that tells me what it does if I end up doing Betrayal, which I probably won't end up doing it anyway. So... Ultimatum added a modifier to ultimatums that prevents players being able to block. I guess that's not bad. Once, I was a bit block-based with my event version of Cast When Stunned, but I don't think my normal Chieftain version of Cast When Stunned, I don't think it normally gets really any block at all. So, I think that modifier is actually fine. So really, if I'm thinking about that correctly, I'm pretty sure in a way this is a buff because this adds just one more like freebie option to ultimatums for Cast When Stunned. As long as I'm not mistaken about that. Totem placement speed now scales the speed at which totems emerge. That's cool. So if you get really fast totem placement speed, they'll like emerge even quicker as well. Might help totem builds a little bit. Oh, less energy shield. Like the scaling for energy shield on int is worse. Skill gem changes. The Holy Slam skill used by Herald of Purity minions and Dominating Blow minions has 32% more area of effect. Absolution and Absolution of Inspiring now have a debuff duration of 3 seconds. I'm not gonna read every single one. Animate Guardian of Smiting now has minions deal 0 to 76% more damage, previously 0 to 38%. The Smite attack now has an impact radius of 2.1 meters, previously 1.5. Interesting. Charge dash, description updated. Not a functional change. Not gonna lie, this is your first time reading a patch notes. They're long as shit. Like, I will say I like skimming through them, but they're so overwhelming. Like, we still have this much more to go if we were to look at everything else. Like, and that's the end. Like, You just watch the video and go to play? Yeah. Honestly, my retention on a lot of these patch notes things, like, I forget a lot of it. Or, like, sometimes, like, I'll remember when I encounter it in-game. Like, I'll get in-game and I'll see something and I'm like, oh, that's right, I read that in the patch notes, but it's not something that I, like, immediately remember. A lot of the times what I'll, like, sometimes I don't read the patch notes either. I just come in here and Control F and be like, I want to play Righteous Fire. So did they do anything to Righteous Fire? And I just Control F the skill that I want to play and just see if they nerfed it or something, you know? But yeah. But I do like to at least skim them, a little bit. Where were we? Consecrated Path. Honestly, I don't really care about that skill. Detonate Debt of Scavenging now has 70% less damage with ailments. Previously 60. Okay. That might be... with the cast when stunned, this might be a little bit of a nerf, but... because we do Ignite, right? That's like a big source of our damage. Like, we're supposed to be getting like 100% Ignite chance and stuff like that. So I'm wondering if this is a little bit of a nerf for Castle and Stunned, but really only by 10%. It's not really going to matter all that much, so it'll be fine. Dominating below, the chance to summon a normal sentinel and hitting a unique monster now also applies when hitting rare monsters. Oh, okay. Debuff duration is now 3 seconds, previously 1, and sentinel duration is now 30 seconds, previously 20. Why do I have a feeling, ooh, I'm spacing on his name. There's a streamer that I've seen play Dominating Below a ton. I wonder if that's what he's gonna play, with it being, like, a little buff now. Earth Shatter now has an effectiveness of added damage 158 to 329%. Previously 171 to 393. Yeah, I mean, even with that, I have a feeling Earth Shatter is still going to be extremely strong. Like, if that's what people were saying when they said, like, Slam's dead, I don't know. I think that's still going to be crazy. It was already so overtuned. I don't think lowering the damage by, what, 70% or whatever that is. I mean, maybe, but I'm not good with some of these numbers. I'm not 100% sure exactly how much that would be in the long run, but I have a feeling it's probably still going to be perfectly fine. Quality now gives attack speed rather than more maximum energy shield. Holy Flame Totem now fires 3 to 6 projectiles at gem level 1 to 20, previously 3 at all levels. And it has the AoE gem tag. Oh, dude, there used to be some Holy Flame Totem builds, and that's just a buff all around. 3 extra projectiles and has AoE tag, so you can, like, increase the AoE of it and stuff like that. Damn. Damn. I'll have to see how it plays out, but I might play a Holy Flame Totem build at some point. I don't know. I haven't played, like, a pure Holy Flame Totem build in ages. Totem League for sure. Yeah, I have no idea if it's even competitive at all with, like, in terms of, like, the damage it can get compared to a lot of other builds with their crazy damage scaling. But if I see someone playing it and it looks good, it might be one of the builds I play after Cast One Stunned. But I'm probably starting when Cast One Stunned. I think I'm pretty sure on that. So. Orb of Storms can now be supported by Spell Echo. Interesting. Couldn't you only have one Orb of Storm out? If you Spell Echo it, does it just, like, cast it and then replace it again? Holy Totem plus graph support. Yeah, it could be interesting. I just wonder how much AoE you can get on it now. Now that it has the AoE tag, it used to be stuck. I'm pretty sure it was just stuck at the one size that it was at before. And now it's got more projectiles, which the more projectiles is effectively going to increase its AoE. And now you can get, like, increased AoE nodes and stuff. They did showcase it. It was... Oh, I missed it. I must have been thinking about something else and didn't super pay attention. Yeah, no, I'm super curious of Holy Flame Totem, for sure. If something happens where I don't go cast one stunned, it might be my league starter. If for some reason I don't do cast one stunned. Yeah, I do... You saying that makes me feel like I did, like, vaguely see it. They might have mentioned it, with the holy skills, maybe? Maybe not. That was kind of like the new skills. Balance adjustment. It might have been here in the balance adjustment.
And various improvements to existing holy themed skills, such as static strike.
Somewhere they mentioned something about Holy Flame Totem.
Holy Flame Totem.
Oh, yeah, it's right here.
Totem. And
yeah, I mean that's not bad, and we have no idea how built
Holy
that
Flame
is.
Totem. And Dominating Blow.
Yeah, not terrible. And whoops. Hey guys, like my desktop? My black screen desktop. I don't even know what's on my desktop. I don't think I have anything that would have doxed me. So dark. I used to have like a fancy like wallpaper engine background that was like moving and everything. And I think at one point I like something changed and I didn't have it anymore and it just like defaulted to like a black background. Or no, I think it was when I reinstalled Windows. I think when I reinstalled Windows I didn't have my wallpaper engine background anymore. And so I just threw something on, and I'm just too lazy. I barely ever sit at my background anyway. So I just don't bother putting up a wallpaper anymore. Oh, man. Penance Brand now deals 10% more damage at all gem levels. With a higher damage effectiveness. Wasn't Penance Brand already disgusting? And our quality is even better. What the fuck? Or was it one of these that was good? Penance Brand of Conduction activates quicker. With buffed quality. Penance Brand of Dissipation now activates slower. Dissipation. Okay, so Dissipation did get a little nerf here. Pulses deal 20% more damage after the first, previously 30. Okay. Quality did get a little bit of a buff, but not enough for the rest of the nerfs. So Dissipation did get nerfed a little bit, while normal Penance Brand got buffed. Kinda significantly, it seems. Portal no longer has its casting interrupted by self-damage. Nice. Raise... Like I said, I'm skipping some of these that I don't necessarily care about as much, but Raised Spectres no longer gain a hidden more elemental damage bonus when converting their physical damage to elemental. They also now scale up their monster level more at gem level 20. A gem level 30, Raised Spectres now level 85, previously 81. Okay. That's cool. So some That seems like Ray Spectre buffs, I think. I don't know about this gain of hidden more elemental damage when converting. I don't know if that kind of sounds like a nerf to me. But scaling up their level kind of sounds like also a buff, but yeah. Stormburst now places an orb immediately on casting rather than the first orb being placed one cast into the process of channeling. That's cool. Would make Stormburst totems just a little bit quicker in activating and to get like going. It's pretty cool. Once again, another bonus to like totem builds, kind of cool. Just more life regen with the Holy Relic. The sweep rework seems interesting. A lot of those holy skills seem pretty cool too. I never tried the whole Mamba build. I don't was Viper Strike of the Mamba, was that only a build for the event because of one of the event ascendancies, or is Mamba a build that also exists in normal PoE? Not really sure, but I've never really touched it much. It exists in normal. Gotcha. Alright, that's pretty much the skill changes. Nothing seems to be touched except for that one, except for scavenging being maybe a very, very minor nerf to cast when stunned, but probably not even all that much, so pretty cool. Oh, greater versions of supports no longer work alongside their non-greater versions. So does that also mean for like greater multiple projectiles can no longer be used with multiple projectiles? Wait, did that even work before? Oh, existing supports affected change includes multiple projectiles and greater. Yep, okay, so what I was just talking about. Okay. Alright, I think I was wrong, Amonos. All awakened support gems can no longer be obtained except for awakened empower, enlighten, and enhance. I thought their example of like greater spell echo and greater spell echo or whatever it was they showed in the video, I thought that was them trying to say that like awakened gems were now just considered greater gems, and that was going to be like a new thing. But I think you were right and I was wrong. They made them so they all have a added thingy. But like for everything, like there was like awakened like added fizz. Is there now a greater added fizz? That's what I was thinking. Auto Exert has a higher mana reservation. Slam nerf. Yo! Oh, okay. I see. I got excited and then sad. So the chieftains explode is now a 10% chance instead of a 5, but it's 250% of their life instead of 500. So it has twice as high of a chance at proccing for half the damage. I think that's kind of good in a way. When it does pop, it's not going to be as big when it pops, but it should be popping way more often. I think that's okay. The Guardian Sentinel Radiance minion no longer has duration. It is a permanent minion and has approximately 36% more movement speed. The Sentinel still doesn't persist between areas. Effects that grant random shrine buffs such as Guardian's Harmony of Purpose or the Golden Charlatan Unique Sword instead now grant greater Shocking, Freezing, and Skeletal Shrine instead of the regular versions of these shrines. The Time of Need notable now has every 4 seconds to remove curses and ailments from you. Previously remove curses and... Oh. Wait, what? What is that saying? Sorry about the dog barking, by the way. If you can even hear it. But, is it... So previously removed curses and elemental ailments. Oh, now it's just ailments? Not ailments instead of elemental ailments. I see. I was like, my mind went into a completely different direction as to what that meant, but I see what it means. Guardian now has an additional 2-point ascendancy notable. Martial Divinity, this notable grants inflicting Hollowing Flame on melee hit. Oh yeah, this is the one we saw in the video. Okay. This is what we saw in the video too. Avatar of the Wilds now grants 100% more elemental damage while unbound, previously 80. The Warden got a slight buff. Elementalist nerf. No longer increasing the effect of buffs from your golems. Rip Elementalist. No joke. Does that, like, I know Elementalist has some other good nodes, but I feel like stacking golems for those buffs was, like, the main reason you play Elementalist, and to, like, boost those buffs. Yeah, like, no joke. Is Elementalist just dead? I don't know. I'm sure someone will still play it, but geez, that's rough. Just the golem, but Elementalist is still good. Yeah, it's just a lot of the other nodes are just kind of like, I feel like you can achieve other things. I feel like if you weren't going for the golems, you might as well just go better off going for a different ascendancy. But I could be wrong. I'm pretty noob when it comes to making builds and shit. Bloodline changes. Ah, that's right, because we don't have graphs anymore. So the Breachlord one's gonna have to change a little bit. Wait, excuse me? If int is your highest single attribute, or your single highest attribute, all added damage is treated as added lightning damage? Or Dex does all added damage is treated as cold damage? That seems kind of crazy. Wait. If int was like, or whatever stat, int or dex, would you be able to get like a triple LE like super bow or something like that for a bow build? And like the fire and lightning, if your say your dex was your highest, since you're using a bow, would that mean the fire and the lightning would be added as cold damage instead? That's kind of crazy if that's how that works. Sounds pretty strong to me anyway, from a noob perspective. I've played a lot of PoE, but I just suck at making builds. So a little bit more damage on low life for minions from that one. Misty Reflection, base duration of 3, previously 2. Max life, or 5% max life, previously 10. Oh shit. 4% increase attack speed per minion up to 80%, previously 2% per minion. The Spectral Tigers now have 50% less maximum life, but deal slightly more damage and have increased attack speed. Okay. When did I start playing the game? 2013, I think. Okay, I don't want to dox myself. I can look it up. I just don't know what kind of information is on my account panel on PoE. Probably nothing, but just in case. I made my PoE account January 26th, 2013. Yep, I had the number right. And I have over 10,000 hours played on Steam. But I just don't typically make builds, and I don't have a good mindset of making builds, so... And the game changes so damn much, like... The information you know 2 years ago, like, just doesn't even work now anyway. For the or at least, you know, a handful of the information with how much just things have changed. Alright. So they now convert more of your element to chaos damage from 50% to 67. You started last year? Nothing wrong with that, man. It's, yeah, it's definitely a fun game. Definitely one that I play on and off, you know. I'll play a league for a month, maybe 2 months if I'm having a lot of fun, maybe less if I'm not having as much. Sometimes I just, like, level up a character and I, like, hit maps and I'm like, I'm bored. And then I, like, wait till another league. But yeah, there's so much to the game. It's a ton of fun. It's definitely been my most returned game that I've ever played. And it's the game that I have the most hours on, I think, ever. Probably. But yeah. Beano's Kitchen Knife. I'm gonna kind of skim. I am getting a bit tired. So I think I am gonna skim some of these just to see if any of the uniques are kind of interesting. Oh, yikes. Look at that. Damn. That's a cast 1 stun hit. That's a pretty big hit, I think. Hey, Amonos, you remember when I said during the Breach League, or the Keepers League, remember when I said, I'm really liking this build, I think I'm gonna play this next league unless they nerf it, and everyone in my chat said, that build has been around for ages, they're not gonna nerf it. Oh, well, I mean, we'll see. I'm gonna watch a Miracle's video. I'm sure he's gonna talk about this, or he already has. I'm sure there's gonna be a way to make it work still, but I don't know. I'm gonna see what a Miracle thinks. If he... There's so many variants. You played it before that jewel existed. Yeah. I don't doubt you're still gonna be able to make it work. I'm curious to see what a Miracle says. Like, I'm not against playing something else. I don't need to play Cast 1 Stunned again. But yeah, we'll see. I'll just have to think about it, I think. Damn, that's really funny though. It's just really funny that just right in Keepers League, I tried this build for the first time after it's been around for so long, and then the fucking jewel gets like tanked like that. Legit cut in half in its effectiveness. That's pretty wild. Oh man. Pretty crazy. But yeah, I mean, I kind of skimmed a bunch of these. None of these are uniques that I feel like... I mean, other than Shaper's Touch Gloves. Got a little bit of an accuracy nerf. I guess maybe, like, the accuracy stacking builds got a little bit of a hit through that. Ooh, Pledge of Hands. Level 1 Greater Spell Echo instead of level 30. But I guess you do get more max mana. So I suppose if you're doing a mana stacking build, maybe getting another 50% mana on the staff could make up for the fact that you're getting a level 1 instead of a level 30 gem. But yeah. There's so many other sources that, though. The jewel is such a luxury item. Yeah, for sure. I don't doubt you're still going to be able to do it, even with that jewel nerf. I mean, hell. On the freaking... On that event, we were doing it without even having the jewel. Like, you didn't even need the jewel. So, I mean... Even having the jewel at half potency is probably still going to be fine, and then you just compensate for it with some other nodes and stuff like that, so... But yeah. Currency items now account for a significantly larger portion of dropped items. Interesting. This change is to allow currency rewards from slaying of enemies to be more competitive with other sources of it in the game. That's cool. Lowered how much modifier tier rating is granted to rare items generated from King's March shipping, King's March mapping, gambling, and the Genesis tree. So probably... Yeah, well, it does say this change does not affect the number of Scroll of Wisdom or Portal Scrolls that drop. So, so it should give more currency that isn't Wisdom and Portal Scrolls. I just didn't read that part out loud. But yeah, so probably the Genesis tree is, with the modifier tier rating, probably not going to be as good, which makes sense. I didn't expect the tree to survive being as good as it was. Relative rarities of several currencies have been adjusted, most notably Exalted and Regal Orbs would now be comparatively more common, which is what you were talking about, Omo. Increase the penalty to gold and map drops on Breach and Blight monsters. Well, I know Blight was a really good gold and like way to get maps before, so I guess they tanked that a bit. Yeah, no more just like easy 6 links potentially. Bunch of like kind of reflect changes and stuff there for some of the stuff. Nothing too crazy there. So it's such a funny change. All essences now have a max stack size of 10, previously 9. Oh, what a change. These are the changes that we needed, folks. All unique maps now have a fee of around 2,000 gold when purchasing them from a merchant tab. Oh, okay, that's just... I don't know what it was before, but just adding a gold fee to buying or whatever. I don't know what it was before, but you're gonna get charged when buying one. Merchant tab, that means when you're buying a unique map from other players, right? So I guess I wonder what it was before. Or maybe it just didn't have a price, I don't know. Ruthless changes, we don't care about that. Monster, not really many monster changes. Bunch of... Just a bunch of where you can get like the new gems. The quality of life, a lot of the quality of life stuff we already saw. Ritual stuff we saw, history we saw, favorite trades. I imagine if there was anything on PC, opening the I want or I have currency selection window of the currency exchange will now immediately set focus to the search input field. We know about lab changes. Oh, okay, so the heist display cases, you just can't. They used to be targetable, even though you couldn't open them. Now you just can't. Oh god, so modifiers for expedition will split into multiple columns. If it would otherwise go off screen. That's good, so just it doesn't go off screen anymore. Makes sense. Added the quick currency for rituals, we saw that. Divination cards, we saw that. Oh nice, the tombs will now have their area level. That was something that I thought was really weird we never had before. That's cool. We know about the shrines. Oh nice, the King's March stuff will no longer show outside of the Karui shores. That's good. I got kind of annoyed. I felt obligated to go do my King's March just to get rid of the quest on the side. in other times I've played, so I do like that. All right. I think that sums up. I don't think I'm going to bother reading the bug fixes. I think that sums up most of the patch notes for what I want to read. I guess let me know what you guys thought. This is going to be a YouTube video as well, so for those of you on YouTube, feel free to leave a comment if there was anything that I skimmed past that you think is significant for me to know. I'd love to hear your thoughts and what you feel like are some of the really important changes that weren't mentioned in the... Some of the stuff I skipped was because it was in the reveal video, and some of the stuff I skipped just because it was just not as interesting to read aloud. But if I didn't make a big deal out of something that you thought was a big deal, make sure you guys let me know. But other than that, I think that's probably going to be it for me, for both the video and for the stream, because that was a lot of reading. I'm at roughly 30 minutes until I normally end my stream anyway, so we'll be back for some more Dune probably while we wait for the PoE League. We'll probably just keep plucking away at Dune and see how far we get on that and everything. So thank you guys so much for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed. Make sure you follow on Twitch or subscribe on YouTube if you guys enjoyed the content, and I will catch you guys next time. Have a good night, everyone. Bye-bye.